something a little different. We're gonna do our magazine look through of WWF magazine from October of 1997 with Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind on the cover. The rise and fall of Shawn Michaels.
Oh, have mercy.
Yeah.
Hippest cat in the land, Dude Love struts into the Federation. This is from October 1997. So we'll just hop right into it. And I may have to back this up to here so we can get the full. Watch your foot there. Okay. Here we go. All right. And we'll get into it. There we go. Now we can see the whole thing. Okay, sorry guys. All right. Come on up here. Got the contents. The man behind the dog. Davey Boy Smith goes beneath the skin. In the zone, who can knuckle up to Ken Shamrock? Apocalypse Now are Crush and his disciples on the ride of their lives. Fallen from grace, is it time for Shawn Michaels to look in the mirror? Can you feel the love? Mick Foley's life takes yet another bizarre turn. Is Christopher a prince? Will we ever know his true relationship with the king? And welcome to Heart Country, exclusive Canadian Stampede results. And the root of it all, Los Barrocas pride themselves on their heritage.
And over here on the left, you got where you can order your Coliseum home videos. You might be better off to just hold it. I mean,
yeah, we'll get up to the next page and see how it looks.
And
Alrighty. So, guess the secret superstar. Let's see if we can figure out who it is. This month's secret superstar was skilled in the art of fisticuffs. Federation, this month's secret superstar was trained by a real killer. Although it's this month's secret superstar can get physical when necessary, the number one priority is watching the back of a true marksman. And while a member of the monarchy, this month's secret superstar is perhaps the only royalty to ever share a throne with the king. And then we'll see it on page 64. So we'll figure out. We'll try and guess who it is.
Who's your guess who it is? I don't
know. I mean, it looks like a girl. So.
In 1997.
True marksman.
I don't know. But anyway, over here you got the Fanatics, or Federation Fanatics. And Crystal Ward and Heather.
Wetzel.
Yeah.
13 to 16-year-olds.
And this is the dawn of the internet here.
Yeah, 1997 here, guys. So you got to remember this.
You got an email to the editor.
Yeah, they got a Hotmail address.
Yeah.
In case you want to date yourself, if you still have a Hotmail address, we're probably getting old. Let's see. There is no time limit. This is just people. What the heck is wrong with Stone Cold Steve Austin? For months, I cheered Stone Cold even though I'm a Canadian. But on a recent episode of Raw is War, I couldn't believe my eyes when he attacked the Hart Foundation during the Canadian National Anthem. I'm very patriotic for my country, and what Stone Cold did drove me crazy. You don't go attacking someone during the playing of their national anthem. How would he like it if the Foundation attacked him during the Star Spangled Banner? Hey, that's serious fighting right there.
We'll move right along here.
All right. Oh, Canada, this.
The Hart Foundation was definitely over in Canada.
Oh, they're still over in Canada. Yeah. 20-something years later. All right. Warning. The opinion. Oh, these are opinions in this commentary. Since
by Vic Venom. If anyone knows who Vic Venom is, that's where you got to start at in the WWF magazine.
Since when did Canadians become such tough guys? Give me a freaking break. And let's see. They got a picture of the Hart Foundation. That's pretty cool.
They're pissing on the American flag there.
Are they?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. See them? Their backs turned to them. Yeah.
Okay. I see it now. Yeah. I guess not. You know, I thought it was just their backs.
Even Vince McMahon says even Toronto is Bizarro Land, or Montreal. One of those he always said was Bizarro Land.
All right, we got Rookies for Legends, the Truth Commission.
Rookies to Legends.
Oh, Rookies to Legends, sorry. Let's see.
They were in that other magazine we did.
They were. These guys were they were trying to make them popular.
Yeah, the Truth Commission.
You know, I really don't recognize any of them, though, so. I don't know how well they went over.
Anyway,
they were trying, you know.
You could order your get your subscribe now to the WWF magazine.
Yep.
See, how much was it? 24 issues for $35. That's pretty reasonable. What you about to say? That's pretty kind of high.
Yeah. I mean, I guess nobody buys magazines much anymore, so.
Yeah. What's next?
A draft?
Yeah, read that article.
Since the reunion of the Hart Foundation this past April, a bitter rivalry between fans in the United States and Canada has developed as a result of the anti-American propaganda Brett and his family spout so freely. While Americans see the foundation remarks as a slap in the face, the people of the Great White North have sided with their countrymen in declaring the U.S. is not okay. At July's Canadian Stampede pay-per-view and the subsequent Raw is War the following night in Calgary, Alberta and Edmonton, Alberta, erupted in support of Bret, Owen Hart, and the British Bulldog, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and loose cannon Brian Pillman. Their posters and painted maple leaves faces told the tale of a nation that was set to declare war the moment Stone Cold Steve Austin interrupted their national anthem with a steel chair orchestra of his own. The following week on Raw is War, the fans in San Antonio, Texas, told quite a different story. From the program outset, the Saddle Dome erupted in a frenzy with the Lone Star native evoking visions of General Patton, while the American flag sailed proudly on the giant Titantron, stood side by side with Shawn Michaels, Psycho Sid, we're trying to blow away here, and the Patriot and Ken Shamrock in defense of Old Glory. That night, patriotic support nearly blew a hole in the ceiling when Austin and partner Dude Love beat Owen and Davey Boy to take home the tag team gold. Not to be outdone by their neighboring country, Canada welcomed Raw is War back with open arms 1 week later in Nova Scotia. On this night, the stage was theirs to try and insult as many non-American superstars as possible. The jeering grew to a deafening pitch during the interview with Shawn Michaels and a subsequent match with involving the Patriot. At press time, the heated rivalry developed between Canada and the United States in its infancy, but one must wonder, have Federation officials unknowingly started an all-out war they might not be able to stop? The answer may lie at this year's Survivor Series, when the entire Great White North will converge on Molson Center in Montreal, Quebec, on November 9th. If this dispute is not resolved by then, World War II may pale in compared to the onslaught that could occur at the pay-per-view.
And over here you got DLo Brown with a headlock or chin lock or whatever you want to call it on British Bulldog there. While the nation of Domination may be looking over their shoulders for the likes of the disciples of Apocalypse in Los Wincos.
Barocas. They will never have to worry about the IRS breathing down their necks. DLo Brown, the rookie of the group, is a certified public accountant.
Yeah, and he does some work around Sherman area.
Oh, okay, here, flip the page.
This. You can see that was around for a long time. Then you got the tour guide over here.
Yeah.
WWF coming to a city near you.
They were up in the northern parts, and then California. All right.
The Patriot, Dale Wilkes. Looks like he's doing a backbreaker on Triple H there.
Yep. Tagging up with Tiger Electronics.
Yeah.
At the recent event in Chicago, World Wrestling Federation superstar Brooklyn Brawler. Let's see. I lost where I was. Discovers his long-lost twin brother and Steve Nom Wright from Summit Media. John Sawyer, a Federation marketing official, vouched for the resemblance. This fall, Summit's client Tiger Electronics and the World Wrestling Federation will partner with an exciting promotion for action-packed laser tag. I think we saw that in another magazine.
Yeah. Then over here, we're in New York. State of mind. WWF has always been big in New York.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. 5 other causes for Kane's disfigurement. A teenage punk at the local fast food place didn't put the blank coffee lid on tight enough. Okay. Where it got back to Iron Mike that Kane rooted for Holyfield. See what sitting too close to the TV can do to you. Learn the hard way. You shouldn't trim your nose hairs with a weed whacker. And he accidentally saw Paul Bear in his birthday suit.
That would be something to see Paul Bear in his birthday suit. Read the quote of the month.
Quote of the month. Ow, Steve-O. Looks like you could need a little help, my man. Like maybe a tag team partner. What's the matter? Didn't you recognize me? I don't blame you for not teaming up with that mutilated freak Mankind. But you never said anything about teaming up with the hippest cat in the land, Steve-O, baby. It's Dude Love, and I'm coming to save the day. Lord of mercy. Dude Love prior to teaming with Stone Cold Steve Austin in his first appearance on Raw is War.
All right, we'll turn the page here. You got sort of a highlight of British Bulldog there. They got talks
Yeah.
about different things of him. British Bulldog, he was a phenomenal athlete. You know, he sort of he should have won the WWF champion at Wembley instead of the Intercontinental champion.
Let me look over here on this one.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like a question and answer with him.
Yeah.
Pretty long
Yeah.
thing here
More highlights.
about his story.
Yeah. Boy, we got a lot there.
He got a huge ride
I've
up
been
in
in
there.
the Pontiac Silverdome and all the WrestleManias, but all of a sudden I'm walking out in front of. Oh, they're talking about Wembley Stadium.
Yeah,
82,000 people at Wembley Stadium facing my own brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And if you know any of the stories, they said he was really very high there. Bret Hart carried most of that match. And you got the Headbangers over here.
There's the laser tag they were pushing.
And laser tag was pretty popular back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I
Check
don't
out
know
that
if
nose ring.
Yeah. Ooh. And you got Entering the Zone. You got Ken Shamrock there.
Is anyone tough enough to survive Ken Shamrock?
He should have been bigger in WWF. He sort of hit a ceiling there in Intercontinental title. That was as high as he got.
No instrument has yet been able to measure what drives Ken Shamrock as a no-holds-barred athlete. No miles, kilometers, feet, or even yards could map out the point of determination inside his mind. Only after you smash him square in the face with the blunt end of a fist and see him smiling back at you do you realize how weak you really are. He literally feels no pain, but he's the master of inflicting it. And during the stage of the game, the former Ultimate Fighting Champion UFC is the master of his domain. He calls it the zone.
Yeah,
I didn't realize UFC was going then.
Yeah, he was a pro wrestler, and then he went to the UFC and was, I believe, a UFC champion, And then he went back to pro wrestling and debuted in WrestleMania 13. He was a referee between Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
You know, Blue Log says he likes Steve. I think it's supposed to be Austin.
Yeah. It wasn't his impression fame that gave him the advantage, but rather the mindset in which zero tolerance for defeat. And Ken Shamrock was a bad dude. I'm telling you, he's the one that tap out. I mean, it wasn't around until Ken Shamrock. You know, he used to have to say, "I quit" or "I give up," but he brought the whole tap out to professional wrestling, in my opinion. I mean,
there he is with JR in the black cowboy hat.
Right.
And he's got his MMA gloves on.
Yeah. I mean, he was the first. Goldberg wore those, and Brock, he wore, but he was the first. Then you got DOA, Forever.
Forever DOA.
They were sort of a motorcycle group.
I can see that.
Yeah. They feuded with the Nation of Domination.
They definitely look the part. There they are on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Who's that they're?
It's Los Barricos.
Okay, the one we were talking about a while ago.
Everybody, there was so many factions in pro wrestling at this time. I mean, everybody had to, it's sort of like prison. They were all broke up into race domination.
Gangs.
Yeah. You're in a biker gang,
Hispanic gang. Yeah. There they are feuding some more.
Right. And they,
let's see, the personality profile. Favorite band, Aerosmith. I mean, that's pretty on key for the time. Biggest thrill in life, birth of my son. Person you would most like to meet, Tiger Woods. Favorite sport, besides wrestling, basketball. Favorite athlete, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show, The Larry Sanders. I don't know that show.
I don't know what the Larry
Hobbies, scuba diving, surfing, billiards, riding with my brotherhood. Favorite food, sushi, steak, and lobster. Favorite fast food, Taco Bell. Let's see, best advice ever. Don't take a leak on my boot and then tell me a training. They say it different around here, but yeah.
Favorite actor, Jack Nicholson.
Favorite actress, Sandy McDowell. I don't know who that is.
Never heard of her.
Favorite movie, Terminator. Favorite cartoon character, Fred Flintstone. Special talent, he can free dive 80 feet. If I could have done it differently, I would have listened to more of the sound advice of true friends and family gave me. And favorite video game, Mortal Kombat.
Quick fact, he was the fake Undertaker back in, Brian Lee or Brian Adams, he wrestled in WWE, WCW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but he was, when they had the fake Undertaker, that was him.
The fake taker.
Yeah.
I could see where he could pull that off too. Look, there's a nice shot on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Let me turn it over here so you can see. Yep.
And you got Sunny over here. She was the woman in the late 90s.
Yeah. John Cena is going to retire. Yes,
Superstar Hotline, 1-900-737-4993. $1.49 per minute.
Daily Superstar interviews.
Get your parents' permission.
The Ross Report. Yeah. Ask Jonathan about that.
Yeah. And you got Gold Dust and Marlena over here.
Let me turn it to it so you can see.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep.
That was. Then you got the WWF calendar. Let's see.
Let's see where they were. In Your House, Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. He's got different things. They didn't do much. I
wonder why they have just people's names there.
Maybe that's their birthdays. Probably.
Maybe so.
In October over here, you got
In Your House.
Have to see.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different. Let's see if I can Google when Yokozuna's birthday is. See if that's when it is.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's just different things. Harvey Wimpleman, you know.
It's got to be their birthdays.
Yeah, it's got to be. I can't.
October 2nd. All right.
Stone
Cold. Now available in your bleeping face. There's the rest of the motorcycle.
You got.
All right. This is some more DOA stuff.
Yeah, this is where he got his start. He got his start as part of the Demolition there.
Okay. Get banged Saturday night, one way or another.
Shotgun Saturday night. That was a great show. I mean, it was really great when they did it in like the little bars and whatnot.
Television with real meaning.
And you got Shawn Michaels. He was on his way out in late '97. I mean, at WrestleMania 14, he lost the championship to Stone Cold, but he was still riding high.
Rise and fall, Shawn Michaels.
He had the world on a string, the ability to yo-yo the people up and down with the ease of a Duncan master. He outright owned them. Yeah.
He did have people eating out of his hand.
Yeah. And that's by Vince Russo. I mean, Shawn Michaels, he was cocky, arrogant, and everything that people like pro wrestling.
There's that Raw's War jacket.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'd like to have that jacket. I like these cards here. These cards are pretty cool. Over here, let's see. Let's turn it sideways and look at these cards here.
All right.
You got the Rise of the Nation, Mrs. Foley's little boy, the loose cannon takes aim. You got Hell on Wheels, Stone Cold. What's that? The
sophomore jinx. I don't know.
American Dream, living the American Dream. That's Dustin Rhodes. And then you got over here. You got Get the Steppin'. That's the Nation of Domination there.
Yeah. And Kane is alive.
Kane is alive.
All right, we'll turn it back.
Turn it back.
These are like
like
cardboard
trading cards almost.
Yeah,
And then over here
they have like a little snippet about what was going on.
What do you get here? Like a computer program for $9.95?
The Undertaker wants your PC. Let's see. This is 1997, so we're getting a trivia puzzle game.
Oh, okay.
Trivia puzzle game, screensaver.
Yeah. All that for $10?
Yeah. Trivia puzzle game and screensaver.
The WWE Network is a better value than that.
$9.99 each.
Then we got the featured story on Dude Love.
Dude Love.
Has Mick Foley finally... what's that? Read that
reversed his 30 years of madness.
Yeah.
In the terms of any psychiatric evaluation, Mick Foley could be classified as a medical miracle. A human being on the brink of irreversible madness who somehow cured himself without the use of any known medical technology. The slow, backward grinding of the gears in his mind began sometime during those in-depth Raw as War interviews back in June. Perhaps the moment mankind watched a quivering Jim Ross gag for air on the floor of the Titan television studio in a way that was his little brother of some 20 years earlier under his torture, while his mom was somewhere in the back of his warped mind yelling at him to stop bashing his sibling head in the wall. In that moment of utter chaos, some say the mind that no mental ward would touch is being repaired. In the following weeks, it would take a trained eye of a psychologist to realize that mankind was slowly reversing from crystal clear dementia to the roots of his former wrestling persona, Cactus Jack. In several subsequent matches, he would begin to stare into space and spontaneously deliver his once token bang bang from his days as a man from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. It was a sign that Jimmy had jarred something loose in his mind, and now the personality of Cactus and the Boiler Room Dweller were combined in one human being, although both sides seemed to be at war with the other.
Yeah, you could, Mick Foley he actually entered the Royal Rumble as Dude Love, Mankind, and Cactus Jack, only man to ever do it.
All right. Elite Action Wrestling, I just did a super chat of $5 and it didn't go through. Oh, I'll have to.
Well, we appreciate it. We'll check it out. I mean, we appreciate the gesture anyway. If you have questions, we'll go through and answer questions at the end of the video. We'll do.
All right. Mick Foley, what followed was something truly out of Homer's Odyssey, a tale of misguided soul, which had finally found acceptance after years of searching in dark corners.
Over here you got Owen Hart. And I believe this is when they won the tag team titles here. You got Stone Cold was sort of the he was unwilling participant in the deal, but and I think Mankind or Dude Love was actually hurt, and Stone Cold ended up having to defend him himself. I believe that's the way it worked. Moving right along, and
there they are, Stone Cold.
yeah, you got that was his like little. I can't remember what they called him deal, but. Then you got this is a write up on the royal treatment of Brian Christopher. Everybody knew that he was Jerry Lawler's son, but Jerry Lawler on WWF TV didn't actually acknowledge him, you know, and it's a bad deal what happened to him. We actually went to his grave. You can see it on the channel in the video. He's buried right outside of Memphis, but he had a good run there.
All right, let's see. Why would Jerry the King Lawler hesitate, even for 1 second, to proudly announce that Brian Christopher is actually his son?
It's sort of a bad deal there. Brian Christopher could never really live up to Jerry Lawler, because Jerry Lawler had world titles all over the place. But
you know, it's hard to live in the shadow of a legend. There's
the Canadian Stampede results. We just went over that show on Today in Wrestling History.
All right, let's see. The Great Sasuke versus Taka Michinoku.
We butchered that name.
Yeah,
we had
sorry.
Mankind and Triple H over here. China over here. She's dragging Mankind to, and they brawled out in the thing. Who was your favorite Mick Foley incarnation? Dude Love, Mankind, Cactus. I like Cactus Jack. That was more of a Cactus Jack person there.
I'm not really a Mankind figure. I probably either like Cactus Jack or Dude Love.
Yeah, Vader and The Undertaker, pictures from them. I like WWF did Vader wrong, in my opinion. Vader was also managed by Paul Bearer, the short stint there. And you had Bret Hart. This was the Final Four. I believe this was, it was Steve Austin, Goldust, Ken Shamrock, and the Legion of Doom versus Bret Hart, the British Bulldog, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Brian Pillman. And when when the Canadian guys walked out, man, that crowd erupted. I mean, you could definitely tell who the faces were. Go back and watch that pay-per-view if you want to see some great wrestling. Because that is definitely cool. I can't remember who went over. I believe the Hart Foundation went over in that. I mean, that was probably the greatest time. Much like them, a lot of those guys are not here today. The Road Warriors. There's only one guy left in the Hart Foundation, which is Bret Hart. But that was sort of the rise of the Stone Cold era. We didn't get no shopping experience yet here in this magazine, have we?
Not yet. Not yet. We will.
Don't worry about that. Just read this.
And let's see. Stone Cold Steve Austin and his stinking pack of American heroes found out what real family values are in my country. It must have been a real culture shock for them to come to Canada and get their kicked. Stone Cold Steve Austin says, family values, next time I get that piece up in the ring, I'll take every one of his Canadian values and jam it up his pink and black. You can fill in the blank there. They got to keep it PG here.
Yeah.
It's for children.
This was the new generation era.
Bound by Bloodlines.
Bloodline was being mentioned even back then.
Yep.
It's a different sort. It's a Puerto Rican bloodline.
Puerto Rican bloodline. Is Los Barucas Puerto Rican heritage the key to their success? Okay. Let's see. Do you want to read this?
Let's see. The only one Savio Vega, that's the only one I recognize out of the bunch. But tell us if you know who they are. But I do recognize Savio Vega. There's Savio Vega there. And you got Bard from the back. The Jeep there. Stone Cold riding his Jeep.
Stone Cold. Wonder if he's on the ranch.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's cool.
It tells where he is.
Yeah. Maybe he's on that broken skull. Maybe he probably hadn't got the broken.
This is kind of like a continuation of another
Oh,
article.
okay, yeah.
So.
And you got, what's that, the Harlem Glow
Slam dunk the World Wrestling Federation superstars. Hoop it up on the Long Island.
Yeah.
Yep. There.
Look at Goldust there with his paint on, his face paint on.
Hang on. I'm off center here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And you got, we never did see what was the superstar? What page was that on?
Okay, this was on page 4. It's gonna be okay. This month's secret superstar is China. I figured that's who it was.
China, yeah.
It was like there's not that many women at this
Print 'em
time
down.
period.
You got the British Bulldog up there. Owen Hart.
Dear British Bulldog, what would you do if one of your fellow Hart Foundation members challenged you to get in the ring? I'd fight them fair and square like a real man would, you idiot. Unlike your backstabbing society in the U.S., me and my family are a cohesive unit, and we don't have a problem stepping in the ring like true gentlemen. And if I were to get pinned, I wouldn't go around swinging chairs or bats like your heroes do. All right. Somebody's trying to get with Owen. He's taken. Dear Wildman Mark Murrow. I don't know who that is.
Mark, that's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How do you feel about Sable becoming a star while you were sidelined with your knee injury? It's always why Sable this and why Sable that. Well, let me tell you something, Lee. Why don't anyone ask Mark Marrow about Mark Marrow anymore? The entire time I was sitting at home watching Sable model merchandise for the very superstars I fought with. Sure, it got me upset, but Sable's gonna learn real quick who the real star is around here. Yeah, I don't think it's him.
Johnson. He didn't last long in WWF. How could you let all your fans down by joining the Nation? I thought you were the best, but now.
But not now.
Not now.
Did you back me up when I was trying to get my shot at the World Wrestling Federation title, Stacy? No, you didn't. So don't even try to play that with me. You know why I joined the Nation, and that's to get mine. Now you can just sit back and watch us wreck stuff like a bad storm around here.
And you got over here, you got a WWF Bad Blood. That's sort of a creepy thing there. They're bringing Bad Blood back to Atlanta this October. But,
yeah, this was in October also.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. October 5th.
Where was it at? Did it say where it was at? It didn't say where it was at.
Yeah, this is it's in your house pay-per-view. Yeah. It doesn't say. Maybe. Oh wait, hang on there. No, that just says Stamford, Connecticut. So I don't know.
But there you have it.
And that's gonna wrap it up, guys.
If you have any questions, is there any questions on there?
Let's see. Paul Levesque, Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love are all belong to the same guy. Yeah. Badass Mick Foley. Yep. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite persona per se?
Cactus Jack.
Yeah. Tom says Cactus Jack. I like Dude Love. Yeah. Let us know.
We've got a lot of these WWF magazines, so we'll be doing more of this. Any other questions you want?
We like old wrestling stuff, new wrestling stuff. Yeah. We're trying to do more lives of current product, and you want to take it off here?
Sure, you can show. We're doing this in a wrestling ring here.
Yep, we're in the ring here. Yeah. And
recent pickup here. This is showing that. That's pretty cool.
It's a little heavy for that stand.
The arcade topper WWF Superstars. That's
we don't have the arcade.
Yeah. Right.
But
anyways,
we hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. If you want to see more of these videos, we've done several videos over magazines. Yeah. So I mean, feel free to go back.
This is the first one we went live and did.
I have some in the playlist too of our other stuff. So check it out.
Yeah.
And
any other questions?
Someone just says, OMG.
I seen where somebody said, is John Cena, we're going to retire? It looks to be that way. 2025 will be John Cena's last year.
Yep, it's going to be, hopefully, I'm sure they'll have him on there a lot. It's like it's going to be the year of John Cena.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
Yep. And we appreciate it. We're going to wrap it up.